Alright, so there's this guy. His name is Michael Scott Wade. If my mom did, maybe this guy have a chance at least some. No, he doesn't really have much chance in the future. He's getting up there in age himself. He is probably heartbroken and distraught. Of course, he deserved way better, and still does. No, I'm not going to marry the guy. I'm not interested in him or anyone else for that matter. And no, I'm not insinuating that that's what he's into. I hear a lot of people saying they want to leave the United States, they want to leave, they want to leave, they want to leave, but they never quite get around to it, do they? It really is that bad elsewhere, folks. We hear the LGBT community wanting to stand up for Palestine. Here's the thing, okay? That's kind of a no. Like here in the United States, the churches realized they were losing a shit ton of people because the church didn't like homosexuals. Even the Catholics had to change their minds. Now didn't they? That's right. Even the Pope thinks that homosexuals are people. It's about time everyone else fell in line, huh? Do we all have to follow the Pope? No, we don't. That doesn't mean that homosexuals are not people. I 100% believe that they are human beings because I know some. I've touched some. Yeah, I know, scary, huh? Yep, I actually have given homosexual people hugs. Oh dear. No, what's this got to do with my stepdad? Nothing. This has to do with me telling the truth and being pretty fucking set straight on that. For a while now. See, when I was 6 years old, I was in a place called Centennial Peaks. And I did something you should never do. Lie about somebody doing something they shouldn't have. My stepdad, Michael Scott Wade, never in a million years would ever do anything of that sort. Not to me or to any other child. This is a guy who was hit a lot by my mom. Man can't admit to that, can he? One time it was bad enough that he pushed her away from him. You can't do that as a man. All of a sudden you're a horrible monster. Well, he's not a horrible monster. I told you, I like my stepmom more than my real mom, and I like my stepdad more than my real dad. Yeah, I said things I shouldn't have. I was 6 years old, I was locked up, and I was fucking scared. That ain't something you do to somebody. Now, with my little brother Michael getting a hold of me and telling me that mom's dead, well, I'm going to keep on repeating what I said. I spoke up about that situation before Natalie was killed. Now, with a lot of these people talking about raping and killing each other and calling for raping and killing each other, I'm going to tell you something. I've been a victim of rape on more than one occasion. That's not okay. It's not okay if it's one person or if it's 10 person. It don't matter if it's a boy or a girl you do it to. It doesn't matter if it's a man or woman who perpetrated. It is fucking wrong. I am not against homosexuality at all. I believe that both parties need to consent. My stepdad, he was never exactly evil to me, but he wasn't exactly nice. But you know what? The reason he wasn't nice is because he had to keep himself at an arm's length from me. Now, why do I tell the truth about that instead of still trying to pretend like he's some sort of a horrible monster? Because I'm 43 years old, assholes. That shit was when I was 6 years old. 6. I was locked up. I was scared. My first day in Centennial Peaks, I got to see my mom for the first time in months and months and months. And the doctor had somebody else's fucking profile in front of me. I mean, it's not a profile like on Facebook. It's a little folder. And I read the word schizophrenia upside down. So they ordered a test. See how smart I was. And everybody was congratulating me. Hey, man, you're in the 99th percentile. I'm like, what's that? Well, that means if there's 100 people in a room, you're probably smarter than 99 of them. One of the doctors there told me, here's the thing, Sean. You are the 99th percentile of the 99th percentile. You are able to read college words upside down from across a table. You can read at a college level. You can spell at an 8th grade level, and you're 6 years old. So this nice Christian lady keeps coming up to me and giving me numbers to services I've already been to and services I'm not eligible for, but she is really awfully nice about it. We discussed Baptist churches today and the first martyrs. Well, in specific, the first Protestant martyrs. She reminded me of some history I already knew about. Hopefully she learned something from me. That was one of the great things about sitting over there at Wendell McPhee's house in Chapel, Nebraska. He and I never stopped fucking learning. Like, him and I are two peas in a pod as far as we got Google at our fingertips. We're gonna fucking look it up so we know what the fuck we're talking about instead of talking out our asses. Although he's also got the gift of gab. You have to. When you got your own business, you're not selling what you do, you're selling yourself. Are you the right person for the job? There it goes. Are you the person they want landscaping? Are you the person that they want building a shelter for homeless? Are you the person that they want managing a construction site where they're building a middle school in Windsor, Colorado? You know, a lot of people out on the streets like to exaggerate their experience. But one experience that's pretty fucking universal is manual labor. All of them know manual labor. All of them. You're gonna get stuck somewhere where you're hard up and you better be able to work. And if you can't, you're fucked. That was Virginia for me. Unfortunately, I couldn't and I was fucked. I'm gonna relocate a little bit. It's a little too late to be panhandling. It's pretty fucking cold, and I've done a lot of marching back and forth between my vehicle and the front door. I'm hurting in so many different places. And of course, you guys hear me bitch all the time about this stuff. Like, I shouldn't be out here. I should have never been victimized to begin with. I shouldn't have been targeted by anybody. But rumors get out of hand, and especially when boys are trying to impress a girl they think is pretty. And how fucked up it is for girls to play on that. But then there's also the drug gang. Natalie Bollinger, Alicia Bollinger, Maddie Boa. And people say, oh, you should feel sorry for them for that. I do feel sorry for them for that. But the thing is, who is it that was addicted to drugs? Natalie, Alicia, Ted, those Bollingers there, that's correct. And then all three of Ted's exes that we're aware of. Ted Bollinger is a bad man. He got exposed because he's a bad man. You wanna use that for sympathy? Is that what it is? Here's the thing. If you're telling me that you are a victim of that kind of abuse, I'm not going to be able to think about you in a sexual way. It's gross. And here's why. Because I can't think of anyone in a sexual way at all. And I know there's a lot of women out there who were molested growing up that have learned to use their vaginas as tools to manipulate people or to get what they want. I know a lot of other women who are severely screwed up growing up that are addicted to sex. Their families did horrible things to them. And I never understood that. Because a lot of these women, they don't ever talk about their positive sexual experiences. They talk about the horrible things that people did to them. Men, when they talk about their experiences, they'll say things like, you know what? When you're with one kind of person who's doing that kind of stuff to you, and you know it's your babysitter and you're a kid, you don't know what's right and wrong at that point. As a boy, you're taught completely different. I know men who are happily married who have told me, dude, you know what? Everything that you went through, I went through every bit of that and just not as much. My wife doesn't know anything and I keep it that way. My kids don't know anything and I keep it that way. Most of those men, though, what they have to say is that it's different with a woman. Because when they tell the story of being taken advantage of by a woman. It's never a being taken advantage of thing. It's a, I had this teacher when I was in like 6th grade, man. She was fucking fine. That was the first chick I ever made out with. Like, holy hell. Saw this on a Drew Carey show. And for me, as a victim of that growing up, to be treated like I might be one of those people as an adult, that's just fucking horrible. And the fact that my friends and family were getting a hold of me and telling me that their lives were being threatened, you don't think that had any impact on any of my decisions? The least they could have done is come forward about those things instead of making me record conversations with them and post them on the fucking internet. There's a lot of people with really bad ideas, like all these suicide bombers, fucking school shooters and shit like that, mass shooters. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. The majority of what's wrong with the law is that the law doesn't work because people don't want to work. They don't see it as wrong if they do it. Many poor people, they already know that the law is not on their side, but that's because those poor people don't stick together. They got rules like you never talk to the police. They're not your friends. And they're not your friends when you go in 2, 3, or 4 deep. Speaking softly and being patient and treating each other like human beings and treating them like human beings, but making sure that you are firm with them. Just like anybody else who doesn't want to do their jobs, you might have to deal with cops that are like that. And when you're homeless, yeah, they're all like that. So good luck. Ah, hell. Alright, I gotta get out and remove a shopping cart. It's in the spot I want to park in. TNT, dynamite, TNT, we're gonna win that fight. Sorry, I got some music stuck in my head. The biggest issue we are facing right now is the complacency of the American people. Of course, we got no shortage of people bitching in America that things are fucked up. But are you identifying what is fucked up and actually thinking of a positive way to fix it other than internment camps for disabled people, homeless people, old people? We're not Nazis, for Christ's sake. It's a horrible line of thinking. It's harmful to every one of us. Anyway, I'm gonna go turn in these here tickets I got. Get me some money. Buy me a coffee. fucking complain at some people that look different than me. Maybe some people that look similar. It depends on if it looks like it's someone who would laugh at a stupid joke. If they don't look like they laugh, I usually don't tell it. I don't like racist jokes. As you can probably tell, I'm not actually a big fan of racists either. I'm trying to fix my cane so that it's not flipping and flopping all over the place like it has been. Maybe that'll give me some more grip too, because I really don't have much. God damn, I need better hands. Alright, well that ought to hold it together. Try down to 20%. Oh, down to 16% battery. Well, this can be dead pretty quick. On the bright side, I got my cane kind of sort of fixed for now. I'll stretch the shit out of some electrical tape over it later, and it'll just need a couple of windings to hold it on after that. Make sure my zipper's up. I'm getting $12.80. Oh Lord, it travels on high. Oh Lord, it travels on high. Nobody knows my trouble but God. I ever show you my secret talent?
No, you didn't. That's scary.
Right?
That's a good time of year for it to be scary, though.
You know, one year for Halloween, I did the voices for people's answering machines.
Okay.
Of course, that was back in the day when they had answering machines.
Right. That was job security lost, right? What do you need, then? Some cigarettes or?
No, I got a whole bunch of these here tickets from standing in front of this machine. Anyway, I figured I'd pull out these here Monopoly chunks and see if I can trade in my Monopoly money
I thought
for
you were
real
talking
money.
about tickets. I can help you with that. Miss Barb's busy. She's a busy little woman, I'll tell you what.
How much hell you called her?
Well, all right, let's go get you 12.
See, that's why I don't play football.
They shouldn't give me toys either. Well, you should tell them that thing goes down. Oh, really?
That's certainly
The goblins and the witches get you.
a little more. Troubles on high. Nobody knows my troubles, God. Nobody knows my troubles, God.
Well, we're gonna do it this way. I didn't forget about my coffee. I do. You just hold on to it.
Are you bullying them?
Like it's looking at it like it's 13. tired.
We just talked about it. We just like, where's
I just look at two.
Oh my God, it's 7 already. No, it's not 7 yet. Okay. So there's this lady, Liana, and she totally had this guy come by and give me cans today. So I had to stand there, give me cans, so I could stuff them into this machine. It's got like this hole like this big, and it's got like these 2 green tongues that go like this.
yeah.
All right.
Machine?
Yeah, that one.
You want me to
Anyway.
hold on to yours?
Sure.
Sorry, continue.
Anyway, so that's how I'm getting coffee tonight. And then also they found my direct express card, so I'm not gonna be broke on the first.
Yay!
Yes, ma'am.
So good.
We'll see if I ordered it right. First time I ordered it by myself without her. So. Hopefully I made it. Well, you didn't put coffee in it. It was better than the last time. It was, she like mixed that. She's like, it's brown. Like, that probably means it has coffee in it. And we tasted it. Like, that's just weird. That is weird. Yeah. Thank you.
Woohoo! One of these days I might show Miss Mary the super secret trick to getting the sugar and the raws out, or any other flavor. She might. Well, her sister's the one that told me to do it the first 2 times I did it. I said, well, her sister's the one that told me to do it the first 2 times I did it. No, it was Miriam. It was Miriam. I'm pretty sure. Because I think they were both working that day, and like, I was just, they didn't have enough to give me, so I grabbed them myself. You know, I think people are totally creepy. But around Halloween, when everybody puts on masks, you would think that it would make them more creepy, but it doesn't. Like, oh my God, what a scary witch. That lady's probably a lot of fun. Like, you can gauge how fun somebody is that one time of the year. How much they get into Halloween. I said you can pretty much gauge how much fun somebody actually is by how much they dress up or get into Halloween.
You're thinking TikTok? Are you dressing up for
Hmm?
opera?
Do what?
Are you dressing up?
As a velociraptor?
Yeah.
No, I haven't gotten to work on my suit. I could, but I think I would make people. I would make people's parents cry. I think is what would happen. Because most folks that are younger have probably seen those masks because everybody's got them. But I'm sure there's a lot of parents that freaks out. I put on one of my masks on my YouTube channel, and a lot of people told me it was really freaky and I should take it down.
That's kind of weird.
Oh, it's scary.
Yeah, it's like a bunch me, but we didn't get an email.
Right, so this guy was talking about, imagine if the sea shepherd went back in time, like saved Moby Dick, which is, of course, a fictional story. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm pretty sure the whales survived at the end. I don't think they got the whale, so there would be no need for the sea shepherd to save them. Woohoo! Oh my God, you got an easy system worked out already. That works. Thanks, man. Boom, it's off. It's not always off. However, I also always conduct myself as if the camera is rolling. Anyway, this is gonna die here real shortly. Don't feel bad for me. Feel bad for my stepdad. Feel bad for my little sister. I've been through worse hell over people who knew me better. Well, that's not true, is it? Natalie Bollinger knew me better than my mom by a lot. I'm still going through hell over Natalie Bollinger. I've also gone through hell over my mom my entire life, so I'm pretty used to it, right? Or at least I should be. It's kind of the assumption. Plus, I'm a dude, so even if I'm not used to it, I'm a dude, so I should be okay with it. Bunch of other ignorant bullshit like that, I guess. What was my worst sin ever? Well, I said that my stepdad, Michael Scott Wade, had touched me inappropriately when I was 6 years old, and that absolutely was not the truth. I've also admitted that over and over and over again, publicly. because that is what repenting really is. It's not just admitting that you lied. It's about going to the people that you lied to and saying, hey man, that shit never happened. Whatever excuse. The fact is that the wrong thing did happen. I lied about my stepdad, and who had to pay the consequences? My stepdad. However, I was also in the system, and that wasn't due to any fault of my own. And it wasn't okay for me to take it out on my stepdad that my mom and my real dad couldn't stay off of drugs. Michael Scott Wade didn't have any say-so in the matter. Y'all have no idea how much stretching I had to do in order to be able to do that. I also had to take up blacksmithing to try to free up whatever it is that was preventing my arm from moving all the way anyway. There's still directions I can't move my right arm without a bunch of pain, but it's not anything at all like my back pain, because my back pain will shoot all the way down to my toes and straight up into my head. Like it feels like, well, I've never been struck by lightning, but it feels like a lightning strike. It fucking sucks. There's the constant pain, and then there's the different types of pain that are on my back, and not all of it's painful, mind you. Some parts of my back are just permanently cold. Now, I've felt back there with my hands, that part's not pressure sensitive. It also doesn't feel cold. Just that part of my back, ever since the situation with Lolita has been like that. None of that was necessary. Those cops wanted to paint a disabled homeless man as a schizophrenic nut job who killed somebody. What I needed was a friend or family member who actually gave a shit to do something right away, to act there. Instead of me having to pay complete strangers to pretend to give a shit, basically. I mean, that's truly what it felt like. People telling me, hey, Sean, if you do this or you do that, I'll help you. And after I jumped through the expensive hoops they want me to jump through, they're like, oh, well, I don't know. That stuff didn't work. I guess I don't know how to help you. Well, maybe you should have listened to me the first time. Maybe you should have helped how you promised that you would. Instead of, if I jumped through those hoops, well, I jumped through those hoops. You still didn't keep your word. And that's with so many people.